I came into this project, it was the first time that I had provided advocacy services. And so I think it was beneficial for me because you know, other folks, they talk about changing their way of thinking, but this is the only way that I had provided services. And so I was kind of starting with a blank slate. And so I think just getting to know the survivors and being able to spend, you know, sometimes 8 hours a day and being able to say, you are worth my time. I am happy to spend the whole day with you and tomorrow too, if that's what it takes. Because that's what we're here for, is to help you be successful. That's what we strive for. We want to see you be self-sustaining and standing on your own.
I think that it has made it a tad bit easier providing homeless services, and now that we also provide crime victim services, because there isn't as much of a stigma about that as there is domestic violence and sexual assault.
Having everything under one roof takes care of the small town, people being afraid to park their cars in front of our building because people might think that they're a sexual assault survivor or domestic violence victim, where they could be coming for housing, or they can tell folks that they're coming to, you know, get rental assistance. So it's not just the domestic violence program.
So good to connect to more than one person and to help someone have a strong safety net rather than just think that one person can help them. And that's kind of what happens at Family Resource Center too. Now there's just 6 of us. People get to know each one of us. Not only did we decide that this is the way that we want to continue to provide services, we now provide services this way throughout the whole agency. So we have a couple pots of money that we can use for the flex dollars, whether it's someone who's just in need of rental assistance, or even a sexual assault victim. So we've pretty much, now this is the way that we do business.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of times too, I mean, Stacy and I'll sit down together with somebody who has come in for housing and, you know, discover that they have several other needs, and we can combine resources and make sure that those needs are met. So it's kind of nice to work in a team. Being a small county, we run into each other at football games, at the grocery store, and that's where a lot of the best the best conversations take place. And sometimes you'll, you know, hey, I have this idea, what do you think? And great, call me on Monday. That kind of stuff in passing a lot of times pays off more than sitting around a table in a formal meeting talking about stuff that you're required to talk about because that's what the contract says.
Belle and I are both single moms, and Belle has 20 years of cake decorating experience, and we said, hey, let's do this. Let's open up a bakery. So we did. And when we opened, Family Resource Center came in for lunch, and we got to know them, and they've been coming in right around the corner from us. And then they asked us if we would be willing to have a breakfast for their law enforcement breakfast that they do. And we said, sure, no problem. All of law enforcement came in, sat down, visited, got to know each other. Christy was the waitress that day, so that helped out a lot, and that was a lot of fun.
Once we did it, it was really fun. We got to see folks. We didn't that we hadn't seen. Got to, and from there they come and ask us, you know, questions about business, and so when they initiate that and we can educate that, it just works. It works. And then we got to hear some of their stories that were pretty funny. I mean, they're opening up, telling their silly sides, which is even better.
And you get breakfast every quarter.
You guys help us out, we help you out, and it works really well. I mean, I've worked with other agencies that have not been able to work as well as we all do. You know, and there's no adversary at all. We're all here, and There we go.
Yeah,
So it works out good.
it does.
As far as barriers, I think transportation is a huge one because not everybody has a vehicle.
And there's no public transportation, so.
Right, and so, because out here, if you don't have transportation, you may not be able to get to work. And so something maybe as simple as, you know, costing you $150 to repair your car could mean losing your job. And so being able to call Mick, who is our local mechanic and favorite car guy here, and say, hey, got this gal who needs her car fixed. Can you take a look at it and let me know what it's going to cost? And I will be paying for that. And the gal, you know, she gets to keep her job or keep going to school to get her education.
You need to find somebody that's, you know, trustworthy, not going to take advantage of the situation, you know. And usually, like with me, I check them out and make sure that they're ready to roll when they're leaving here.
And he works with the folks that that I'm working with. I usually bring them in and introduce them to Mick, and they will call if they have questions, or he will talk to them and find out what type of vehicle they're needing and best match them with that type of car.
Well, and oftentimes we know that victims' vehicles are not running well because they've been sabotaged or something, and that's, or they've got a GPS hidden little thing there, and that's something that Mick can look for. And
he's come down to our office if somebody was fleeing a very lethal situation that we had not too long ago, and she was fleeing the state, and you know, he just came down to the office. We called him, and 5 minutes later he was there and looking over the vehicle and making sure it was safe for her to go on a road trip. And so those are the kinds of things, and making those relationships and taking that time makes it worth it. When we said we'd help 5 to 10 survivors over the course of this project, and I think we are at 15 now, which doesn't sound like a lot to, you know, the urban areas, but we do spend however many hours it takes until that person says, hey, you know, I can be on my own.
Well, I found them too because I had a situation with my ex-husband, and he got arrested for DUI with the kids in the car, and so I didn't know who to talk to, who to turn to, so I went over there, and they directed me in the right direction, got me some answers to why things are happening the way they're happening, and kind of put some clarity with both myself and my kids, and helped us to not be okay with what's going on, but to be calm. And they're there for us if we ever need them. And I know I've been over to see Christy, and she helps me out a lot when I have those moments of what's going on. So it's been really great. And my kids absolutely are 100% comfortable going over there, talking, and it's really helped all three of us a lot with what's going on. So yeah, it was fabulous. They're a fabulous group of gals.